it just ended.
Well, it just started.
You said bell peppers and beef.
His name's Asimov Sorensen. Are you listening to me?
There's no beef in here. So you wouldn't really call it bell peppers and beef now, would you?
Yes, I would.
Well, it's not!
It is when you're broke.
Welcome to All I'm Saying Podcast. Whoop, whoop. Hey, it's your boy TJ.
And your girl TK.
And I'm your boy Master Teck.
And we're here to give you our news and opinions and thoughts on current events.
Weekly news of current events going on in the city of Savannah.
Oh yeah, SAV. So how's everybody doing?
Alright.
Yes. Do you know that there are 3 things that I particularly hate? Kids, animals, and women with attitudes. So why do we have all 3 of them neatly gathered in our shed?
Gotta love it. Yo, shout out.
Alright.
So, as we get everyone in the room this evening, we'll give you guys a couple more seconds before we get started on what we need to do. Pass around a little more team spirit to get our minds right. And
What's cooking?
we'll be back in 1 second.
Peppers and beef.
Enjoy the tunes.
Just a humble bounty hunter, man.
Hola, friends.
Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. As we allow these beautiful melodies to play for you this evening,
We would like to inform everyone of an unfortunate passing.
live breaking news right now. We just heard some unfortunate information for the city of Savannah.
Chatham County.
County in general
Yeah, Chatham County Commissioner.
has passed away.
He has been hospitalized due to an illness.
It's the Chatham County Commissioner.
The Chatham County Commissioner has been hospitalized for
An illness.
an illness that we're not too sure of currently.
But he has passed away just recently. I think they just released a press conference actually.
They're going through the press conference right now. It's really breaking news. As we were going live, we saw this information. So it's the first story that we want to bring.
My question is, who's going to replace him?
That is a good question.
Who is up for his replacement?
We also send our hearts and our love and our condolences out to the family.
Definitely.
We got so many things going on right now and have to deal with the death with all of this. So
Everybody remember to get in touch with each other. Don't be afraid to reach out to those who may be afraid to speak, to get on the phone or anything. So, especially elderly, get back in touch with your elders.
you can learn so much information.
Yes, you can. Get it while it's still here.
Because once it's gone, it's gone.
For real.
And we mean that.
I mean, write down information. I mean, you can record conversations. You can do all type of stuff. But, sometimes when you have conversations, you don't remember everything. So, if you record it, you got it forever.
Exactly.
Just a little tidbit.
So, in other news, in Savannah, Georgia, I have a story in the city, well, I guess unincorporated Chatham County. It happened roughly maybe about 10 weeks ago, around June 17th, the night of June 17th. There was a report of a gentleman that was shot. I don't know how many times, 2, maybe 3 times. And he was wounded. But from my understanding, we don't know the current situation of the person that got injured in the shooting. But what was bad that the person told me that witnessed everything was that the ambulance came and the fire department came and the police came, but the news department didn't come. So, of course, on the first night, maybe you're not going to have that much information on it, but maybe the next day, maybe 2 days, but it's been about 10 weeks now, and that story hasn't been on the news. So we're just curious as to why that wasn't put on the news for the locals to know, and is there anything else that's going on that, certain people don't want the locals to know, so.
Exactly. Because there's a lot of stuff going around here. And a lot of locals don't know.
Well, we can let the locals in on a little situation that happened, not too long ago if y'all want to.
You sure can.
Sure
I
can.
don't know how y'all feel about it, but let's wait for the beat to drop one time.
Hey. Again, thank you for joining us tonight.
We sure appreciate y'all.
Spreading positive vibes.
We already burned the stage before we got started.
Oh, yeah.
I know that's right. So, recently, I don't know if anyone's familiar or has been watching the news or been on social media, but in Savannah, the mayor and other individuals were trying to increase the tax rate, the millage rate, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The millage rate.
Saying that they keeping it the same.
Really, they're not.
Well,
Technically.
Technically, the verbiage is that they're going to maintain the millage rate. So you would think if it's maintaining the same, it would be, the same rate. But if you maintain the same, then your millage rate goes up. Is that correct?
Technically, that is an increase.
Technically, there's an increase. So 2 things: they can apply for an increase, they can move in that direction, or they can do something called a rollback. If people aren't familiar with it, and what happened was there was a vote. Well, I'm sorry. It wasn't a vote. Let me back up. Back up.
Straw poll.
Make
That's what
sure
they
we're
call it.
politically correct.
Yeah. They want to say it was a straw poll.
We don't know what happened, but later on it was said it was a straw poll. So,
Interesting.
very interesting. So from the straw poll, it was a 5-4 vote for the millage rate to maintain the same. So what happened was a couple of locals got word of it, and people went down to the city hall with their stories and their views, and they complained about not agreeing with the maintaining the millage rate. So ultimately, after Patriots went down to city hall multiple occasions, giving their stories, there was a vote, another vote. After the 3 meetings that were set up, and we're not even gonna get on that. I'm pretty sure TJ will touch on that in a moment, but there was a vote.
9-0.
At the end.
But hold on. Let's not forget. The vote started off 4-5 against.
Correct. To maintain the millage rate.
Yes.
To increase the taxes.
Because technically we're supposed to decrease because of they got to recalculate everything. Which honestly, I'm technically going to say I would ask for a audit or at least an open ledger of where
Some receipts
this.
or something.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like just a percentage, wise, like where's all this money kind of funneling towards, or
I'm just being real. Like
what the percentage rate is,
At the end of the day.
Because we're all grown adults here, so we can all do math. I'm pretty sure.
And not just that, we are also the taxpayers.
We are.
True.
Okay, and technically, some of that financial funds was supposed to go towards the taxpayers. We're just curious about who. That's all we just want to know.
Now, when you say who, what you mean who? Like who? Like who received certain funds from the city, or what are you talking about? I'm a little confused.
I'm just saying, who did the money go to if it didn't go to the Savannah people?
And you know what? I know we were all on that live, and I saw a lot of people from different areas of Savannah, and they were complaining about not seeing any of those funds. I remember one individual, and I think they were in the Nottingham or Sandfly area, and they were complaining about not seeing any of those funds.
Yeah.
But what we later realized was the mayor has control over Savannah, not over unincorporated Chatham County. So that's a huge statement, if you understand what I'm trying to say.
That is true.
I think what we need to do is make sure we get a map of Savannah, all of Savannah, west, south, east, whatever north is, right? And we just look at what Savannah is, and we just block that off and just get a good understanding of these are the individuals, or this is the area that got the funds, and just understand what is unincorporated Chatham County.
Bruh.
Because like we said, it's a lot going on here.
There's a lot of funny stuff going on out here.
Right, man.
We're gonna take a break on this. All right. hope everybody's enjoying the night. Please understand, only reason we do what we do is to keep people aware of their surroundings.
Most definitely. But what we also need is more patriots.
Yes.
We need more people to be involved.
We need more people to step up and say something.
We need more people to understand their voice will be heard.
Less politics, more patriots.
Correct.
So, getting back on the property tax increase, there was a vote after the third meeting. And I know there was a little hiccup about how many meetings should be in place if you're going to maintain a property tax or if you're going to do a rollback or what have you.
Yeah, that was a big issue. That was like, hey, we don't need to go through any more meetings or if we just go with the rollback and go with the Georgia rate. Or we can do three meetings on maintaining the same. That means maintaining the same rate as last year.
Which ultimately is a property tax increase.
Taxes only go up or down. It does not stay the same. Don't let those words fool you.
Technically, the rate has been overhiked for some time now. They actually owe more than they can pay.
And that's a conversation that should be had, but
And I still don't understand, why do we subsidize Pooler?
Shoot, Garden City.
And why? I mean, I understand Garden City, but at least produces workers for us. But Pooler, I mean, are we getting any travel money out of that? Any, international money with that? I mean, is the money only stopping at Pooler and not coming back to Savannah?
it's a good question.
Or is there something else that's preventing the money flow?
I mean, we've had conversations before with people, but that's for something for another day.
So, there was a meeting after the third meeting, which, in my personal opinion, all they needed was one or probably two meetings. Two at the max if they were going to do a rollback. But there were 3 meetings on the books. And the third meeting, there was a decision. A unanimous decision of 9-0 in favor of the rollback. Funny thing.
What changed?
Funny thing. So I'm not sure what changed. All I understand is that before, there weren't people going down complaining about how they felt. And then there was a 5-4 to increase the property tax. But then, when Patriots went down, there was a 9-0 decision for the rollback. So understand, people, that your voice will be heard. You just have to put forth effort. Now, there was a gentleman, the security guard, the bailiff or whatnot, and he said he hasn't seen that many people in how many years? Do you remember, TJ?
He said a couple decades, or at least a decade, which is interesting, especially for such an important decision. I don't understand how these decisions are being made and nobody in the town is actually knowing what's going on. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting. You know what I'm saying? But we don't believe in coincidence right here.
We don't believe in coincidences around here. happens. And now he hasn't seen that many people in that long of a time, right?
No.
How many people were down there?
Like 15?
Yeah, I'm about to say 15. About 15 people.
I was gonna say maybe 15. The bailiff hasn't seen 15 people down in City Hall complaining about certain things the mayor and other people are doing.
So, I'm sorry, but what has been going on for 20 years?
My question is, I'm pretty sure there are locals here for the past 20 years, because, bro, I be in the city. I be sliding. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real, okay? I be on everybody's side. Bro, it's people everywhere in the city.
Yes, it is.
When we pull up to these city hall meetings, bro, you don't see no locals.
Which is sad, because you should see more locals. You should see more people out there actually on these benches, you know, speaking their problems, because I know they have problems. I know they have issues out here, and they need them solved. A lot of people
I think
need help.
I think that people just need to know that they can do that.
Yeah.
I think it's just the lack that people don't know that they can come to the same people that they help vote in to help, you know, to have them solve their problem.
Correct.
So, I mean, they're just not there to sit there and look pretty.
No, they shouldn't.
They move when you make them move.
Exactly.
The problem is people aren't making these people move. The question is, why are you in office if you're not helping anyone?
And as the great saying goes, vote for me and I'll set you free, right?
That's the saddest thing in the world, but it's so true. I don't understand why people do that.
So, that's one of the many situations going on. And I mean, since we have the 9-0 victory, that does not mean, you know, it's over.
No.
That's just one fight.
That is a battle.
A small fight in a big ass war.
That is crumbs off a whole entire bricks.
Oh yeah.
We got bigger fish to fry, and coming down the pike, we'll be letting you guys know what to be aware of, and genuinely, you know, you should make sure you're aware of what's going on, because all these things influence and affect your life,
Correct.
your loved ones, and the ones that's coming after you.
Oh, and one more current news that happened this past weekend, actually. On Saturday, right? It happened about 2 days.
There was no place for me
Yeah,
to
Friday and Saturday to be
This was
exact.
the only place I could go.
Over at a certain auto part shop.
Located in Savannah.
And it got robbed twice within a 6-month period.
10th month. 10 months. It was 10 months.
Okay. So, so within that, and there was no coverage.
And now you're leaving just like that. Why do you have to go?
No coverage.
Why is that?
What are you going to do? Just throw your life away like it was nothing?
That's very interesting.
I'm not going there to die. I'm going to find out if I'm really alive.
We're just saying there's a lot of stuff that's happening in Savannah that people don't get the coverage or news about. And hell, if we gotta do it, we'll do it ourselves. We'll cover it.
It seems to be the only way that you'll be able to get some type of information.
And it just worries me, because I mean, what's today? Today's what, Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Yes.
This was on Saturday a couple days ago, so it's about 4 days ago and hasn't been on the news yet, right? I just told you a story of something that happened 10 weeks ago, and I still haven't seen it on the news. So if we have a string of break-ins and robberies and shootings that's going unreported,
What's really going
what's
on?
really going on in the city?
I think we may need to get to the point where we need to start our own. So we're gonna do our own news and bring it to you guys. Unbiased, Facts. 100%.
All we want to do is be aware, and we want you to be aware of what's going on in our city.
That's it.
That's how you improve your situation.
You need to know your surrounding to be able to improve your situation.
I know a lot of people take Savannah for granted, and they don't love this city. Because a lot of people are born and raised in the city, and they like to move away from the city. But Savannah has so much to offer in regards to history, resources,
Culture.
location. I don't know if I said history, I'm gonna say history 3 more times. There's
Yeah.
so much history
It's rich.
in Savannah. You should want to get some of this.
Be proud where you're from.
And understand, even though you may not understand, there are people that are not from here that want a piece of this. They want a piece of yours.
It's always, you just don't know what you got until it's gone.
It's true. It's very true.
But why do we have to get to that point?
We don't have to. And we shouldn't. So that's why we're going to do the news. Because the news right now is very biased and it's only focused on one thing. Money.
In politics.
Money. That's what that is. Politics is money. Don't be fooled by the stuff. You still got a world around you that rotates and people around you that's going to want from you. You need to be aware of what's around you. And we will be those eagles in the sky to see you and spot out danger.
Fortunate because money comes in many different forms.
Yeah, it does.
And what's even more unfortunate is that it's the color green. Very interesting.
Trying times in the city.
Yeah, it is. But you gotta understand, people. The more you know, the better aware you are and better equipped you are to handle your situations. But you always gotta be aware that some stuff don't get reported. And that some stuff that don't get reported is usually on purpose.
Maybe very important for yourself, your loved ones, and your family members. So we've got another topic that we want to get on, and I think this kind of made national news. Cause I mean, I saw it come on my timeline. I don't know about y'all, but
What's that?
they said Zoom was down for a lot of students.
Oh yeah, I did see a little thing about that.
Throughout the whole Chatham County system.
Throughout the whole Chatham County system.
If you look on the map, it was a lot of the southeast that was hit, and going up the East Coast. So it's very.
What was that?
I don't know. It's just very interesting, and we're going to need more information and more facts about the subject. But if we're talking about a platform that's used for meetings and for children to go to school,
How does it just suddenly go down?
I don't understand how it just suddenly goes down.
That can mean one or two things.
What you
Either
think?
A, there is that many people on to cause it to shut down multiple times. Or it could mean, well, if not that, not that part. I'm not too sure.
You
But
not too sure?
or just manipulation. But
We
it
don't
could be
know.
anything.
It could be anything, you know. It could be anything. But all I know right now is it doesn't sit right, you know.
Yeah. And plus, also, how can the school systems just, initially trust Zoom just like that?
I mean, really, the whole entire I guess Chatham
Who
County,
runs
whoever.
Zoom?
They all jumped on the Zoom.
It's not Chatham County. It's like nationwide.
All right.
It's everywhere.
Supposedly it's
Everyone's on
nationwide,
Zoom.
yeah.
Like they talk about it on all platforms. So
Everywhere. Yeah, that's true. They do be talking about that shit.
Zoom is out there.
So, who owns Zoom, and when did we all give Zoom authorization to use our identifications on their platform?
Because they don't tell you where it goes.
They sure don't. That's interesting.
I mean, but it's very unfortunate when people are at work and people are in school and they have to use that platform.
Well, it's more like it's required almost. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, it's required, and that's what, bruh. I'm sorry, but there's a lot of people, particularly the kids. They want to come back to school. They miss seeing their friends, that human-to-human connection that some might not necessarily receive at home. Like, people don't understand how important it is until it's gone. So I think people really just need to stop being so distracted. Try to really look deeper at what's all going on around you. You just never know what you might find.
That's right. That is absolutely right. It is very necessary and very human of you, as they say in that language, to connect with others. It's very necessary to socialize with each other.
Human interaction is very important.
Very, very. It's literally part of your own survival.
And I think when people get away from that human interaction, it's a part of life that they're missing out on. Because the screen is good, the screen is nice, right?
Oh yeah.
But being around people, like-minded people, good-spirited people, is a different type of energy that a television screen can't get you. I don't care if you got 1,000 people on Zoom, on one screen, and y'all singing a song together.
It's not the same.
It's not the same energy.
It's not the same, bro. It's not the same as being in the bar together with a bunch of your friends drinking together, singing "Sweet Caroline." I mean, come on now.
I see everybody vibrating on the same frequency. I see on that level, you know.
Exactly.
So that's a whole nother. You can't get that off a screen.
No, you can't. It's impossible.
You have to get that through experience. When did we get so scared of experiencing life?
Life is beautiful. Life only comes once. Why limit it? That's all I'm saying.
Life is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, and if people just took time, bro, you can learn a lot just by like watching old television shows, right?
Oh yeah,
It's
I
like
love watching
2020
old
right now,
television
right? And it's
Yeah.
one television show that I love, and I'm gonna give props to, and I give thanks to, and I think we all learned a little bit from this show.
What's that?
You know, I want to give thanks
I think I know what you're talking about, but go ahead.
to the elder, to the OG, one and only, the Cosby Show.
Yes, you know it.
Beat drop right at the
know it.
perfect time,
You
and we got a commercial.
know it.
But one thing we all got to do is make sure we give love and our respect for Mr. Cosby. Because Brother Cosby, if you just look at this show, if you just look at the people, bro, there was a time that they had a community television where people sat around and watched TV together. When people do that, everybody's so isolated now, right?
Exactly.
It's crazy, you know, and I'm not trying to get too deep on Brother Cosby, but, you know, you got to remember, man, the man was putting up Super Bowl numbers every week, so it's
Free Cosby.
it's let's not forget that free Bill Cosby.
That's right.
Always
Dr. Bill Cosby.
Dr. Bill Cosby. But that's just one show. But if you look at that show and even A Different World,
Yeah, Different
it
World was
shows
beautiful. Oh man,
you
I love
a different world from right now.
Family Matters.
Oh man, yep. Grew up with that. I grew up with that.
Family Matters
Grew up with that.
is another one, bruh. And it's Family Matters is it's an interesting show.
It is. You know, just kind of like a little background information on Family Matters, because at first I didn't even know this about Family Matters.
What's up?
I thought the whole thing was, as is. But apparently Steve Urkel wasn't even supposed to be the part of that show.
Really?
Yeah, he was like a side character. He was supposed to be so annoying that they like just kicked him out of the house because he was just that annoying. But the fan reaction from it loved it so much that it kept bringing him back, and to the point where he literally became the focus of the show. But the original focus of the show
Was supposed to be on the family.
was supposed to be on the family dynamic. Yes, exactly. You're right. And it still kind of did, but it had the Urkel problem,
Right.
So,
Urkel infection.
Yeah, so it was kind of like, it still hit the family, but
It
you
didn't.
still was gonna laugh when you saw Steve Urkel, and then you got more focused on Steve Urkel than you did the whole family dynamic that happened on the show.
Right.
Do you see now? The green's becoming like clear water.
But I understood why they had to do that, but I wish that there was a better way of them to emphasize more on the family.
Pounds down in a torrent the very next.
Yeah,
The family had, their own issues, and they worked their issues out,
yeah,
different ways. But Steve Urkel played it was very interesting part, because like TJ said, it wasn't even really about him, and
yeah,
until it was about him, right?
yeah. Then it became the focal point of him.
Right. But it's like it's funny that that annoying person, that person that just shows you the most love. It's like people sometimes don't want to be around that person, I guess, because they show too much love or just a different type of love. But
Right.
you see what happened in those episodes? Steve Urkel didn't come around.
Bruh.
Bro, it was like, it just wasn't working right, bro. It was like, bro, you riding your car, you know what I'm saying? You got to change your air
One
filter. You
wheel.
run on E, and you know what I'm saying? You got a little bit of low area on your tires.
Exactly.
But the show running, but the show ain't running like it's supposed to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
people act different, when it comes to Steve and all that stuff. So I just make sure we emphasize that, bro. It's this old saying. It's old saying, like, you don't miss your water until your well runs dry.
Exactly. You don't miss it till it's dry.
So we got to make sure we remember that. It was it was an amazing show.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Everything I just put out about the show, I still enjoy. I still thoroughly enjoy it still to today. I just wanted to point out the fact that there's more to the show than just the Steve Urkel effect. Like, if you go back and watch it now, you can still see the family dynamic played out through all of the actual series. It's just, it was just one of those like fluke things that he got his stardom right there. Boom, it took off right there.
That's
So,
true.
no hurt, no harm, right?
Bruh, he blew up.
He blew up.
Jaleel White?
Jaleel White, yeah.
Jaleel White. Much love, brother.
Yeah.
You did your thing.
Yeah, good job. But yeah, man. What's another one? Y'all remember Hanging with the Cooper, Mr. Cooper?
Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Definitely an OG show.
Yeah. That was a funny show.
Definitely was a good show. A lot of good information with that too. But Mr. Cooper was a comedian, right?
Yeah, he actually was a comedian. He was an actual stage stand-up comedian.
So is. But another good show that showed, family values.
Yeah.
And I think a
Good
lot
family
of
values.
the world is missing out on family values. And what I mean by family values is I love everybody, right?
Equally.
And there's a lot of times I hate everybody equally. So, it's part of that Gemini side, right?
You gotta love the hate and love.
Yeah, But, when we say stuff like that, we mean like, the traditional home where there's like a defined father and a defined mother and, defined children and, maybe even defined dogs and cats. And even defined fish. Because, a fish is not going to come to the bowl and eat dog food. You know what I'm saying? Fish going to swim around and eat that fish food, right?
The fish does what a fish does.
But that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of situations where it's like they're not allowing fish to do what fish is supposed to do. And you can change fish for anything, right? So, but shows like that is what we're talking about. It's what we need to get back on.
Which, if we can bring something more like that back, I think that'll be more of a positive, effect on the community.
Yeah, we're actually noticing that a lot of the current shows nowadays, it's just very dramatic, overly sexualized, and also, man, it's the story itself. It's just not really a good, deep storyline that talks about morals, that's like very positive to pass down to children.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
it's almost like it needs a punchline or something stereotypic to catch your eye or get your attention, or something even pandering to what you like or love or even worship. And it's just like they use that against you.
Right.
They use that against you because it's a marketing scheme.
Right.
everything's a marketing scheme.
Well, yeah, but
So that's what we mean by things like that. But
Oh, speaking of marketing schemes,
what you got?
I'm sorry, but I have to call out some people.
Oh.
ma'am, get the calling.
It's quite interesting that during this time, with all this craziness that's going on, you know, children not be able to go in school, people not necessarily able to go on summer vacation, people seeing graduations, people going to funerals, you know, family trips, you know, birthday parties, heck, even certain celebrations, weddings, you know, a lot of businesses had to put their life on hold. A lot of people had to be laid off. And all the small businesses or franchises or whatever you want to say that isn't technically, you know, still was able to operate during this whole fiasco, you know, they had to shut down, or they were burned down, or they were looted. Coincidentally, also the big corporations were also looted as well. And some other certain corporations continue to consider themselves as essential. All this pandering, all this politics, just not even politics no more. It's now just turned into a drama, like saga of madness. It is just, I don't even know what to call it anymore. But it is definitely not what's best for the American people. I know that's for sure.
For real.
So, with that being said, you know, all insurance fraud. There's a lot of that going on.
Oh Lord.
You know, a lot of lies over, turning the truth, causing for certain people to be in court right now or under house arrest. You know, while the people suffer, while certain people, and regardless of which party, is just bickering like children. Worse than children, to be exact.
But now they're shuffling.
Now shuffling people's lives around, and I am tired of it. People are literally they're going through a lot right now. They're going through way too much right now, and then on top of that, y'all want to play these games, pushing people into a corner where there's only two things that people will do once they are pushed into a corner. They're going to fight or they're going to flight.
And it's just very interesting that there was a vote for a property tax, ultimately a property tax increase. Let's call it what it is, in the middle of a global pandemic.
Interesting.
So I don't even understand why it was even a thought. If the people are going through so much right now, people are losing jobs, a lot of people are not getting money like they're supposed to, unemployment's running out, a lot of people didn't even get unemployment, a lot of people that haven't even got their taxes back in the state of Georgia,
Or their PPP.
a lot of people haven't even gotten a PPP, EIDL loan, EIDL loan,
Yeah. None of that.
none of that. So it's a lot of people out here hurting, and you want to increase the property tax?
The only thing that came through was what? The stimulus.
And that
The
came from
stimulus check.
that
was the
came
only
from
thing.
federal.
Yeah,
Let me
Trump.
just be clear about that. That was federal.
Federal. That one
Okay.
came on time with no problem.
So let me just go ahead and set this straight for the people that do not understand certain things. There is federal, there is state, and then there is local.
Municipality.
Municipalities. Okay? If the federal is at the top, it has to filter all the way to the bottom, which is the people, ultimately.
It's up to the people to change the municipality.
Yes, please continue.
But what's so interesting is, it's funny how they want to put the people at the bottom when they in turn had to get money from the people through taxes.
So technically, they work for you. I've always said this to everything that I'm doing. Any business I'm running, I want to be to the point where that business is
I just needed to see.
fully functional and self-sustained. Because the only time I want to come back to the office is if it's burning down.
Literally. He's not joking. He's not.
I'm dead serious.
I don't think he's blinked in the last 2 minutes. He's very serious. If you look at the way he's staring at this microphone right now,
Dead serious.
it's piercing.
I mean, if the CEO has to come down to his corporation every time they have a little problem, wouldn't he be, he wouldn't be able to do his job?
The question is, if they got to keep coming down, then what the man, or the woman? Let's get it right now.
Yeah.
What are y'all there for?
For real.
If the CEO got to keep coming down and having issues,
Why the CEO? This is what I gotta say. I built the company because I started from the ground, not because I went out and got me one. No, I made this because I did the work. I did the years of work. I did the years of experience. I did the years of the money, the sacrifice, all that. Blood, sweat, tears. Hungry nights. People need to understand when it comes to growth, but you gotta fight to get to the top.
People have to understand that yes, in that term of what you just said, yes, that is absolutely 100% true. But also, people have to understand, for the ones that are currently working in business right now, you can't do everything by yourself.
No, don't get the fighting as far as competition or competitiveness as a negative thing. No, that's you want healthy competition.
It's to help you, iron sharpen iron.
Exactly.
That is correct.
What you want to make sure that you don't do it alone. Never do anything ever alone.
Let's be real, it's almost impossible to do anything alone, but for everybody out there, there's like one celebrity that you like, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who it is. I don't care if they're mainstream, if they underground, if they whatever. That person did not do every single thing by themselves to get where they're at.
No, they didn't.
Let's be clear, someone helped that person. That person had some type of team.
Yep.
Because you can't achieve, anything, great things like that by yourself. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but I'm going to tell you that it's impossible.
A lot of solo owners or solo businesses, they do not make it because
they don't, because it's too much.
You gotta have a team.
It takes a village to raise a child. What you think it do for a small business? Let's talk about it. Let's think about it.
Have a team.
It's a lot. It takes a team. Anybody you can think of.
Family
I'm not going to call
members.
no names. You
I'ma
can close
call.
your eyes and envision any celebrity, right?
Right. That's
But
true.
nobody made it there by themselves.
No.
I'll put it in the comments. Who
I'll
you
wait.
like and who you think made it to the top by themselves without no help.
Who made it up there?
And I hit you back with something. But it takes a team.
It takes a whole team.
think of the people that you see as celebrities as the stars of the show.
They are, I guess, could they be the
Yeah.
CEO or the poster person or?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's
Face,
the star,
I guess.
the face. That's what I'm saying. The
That's
star
it.
of the show.
That's it. The star.
Okay. There's always a crew in the back making sure everything runs perfectly.
You think that star did that makeup?
No.
You think they cut their own hair?
No.
Sometimes they don't even bathe their own self. They ain't gonna go that far. But you think they pick them
far.
clothes out? You think they pick them clothes out? Come on, bro.
Let's hope they did.
I mean, bro, some people got a stylist, so it's like
Yeah.
me. You know me, man. I'm shorts and t-shirt every day, bro.
I hear you.
Hey, but yeah, stuff like that. But people just gotta understand, like, what you see. Believe half of what you see and none of what you hear.
Yes.
Half of what you see and none of what you hear. Man, please. Any celebrity out there, they didn't make it to any successful business owner. Anybody. Let's talk about the president. He didn't make it the way he's at by himself.
Nope.
And everybody know cuz.
Yep.
So let's just make sure we put a lot of things in perspective and understand.
And I'm talking about on both sides. I don't care who it is.
For real. It's year 2020, right? Or what was it?
But that's another show.
Wait. It's year 2020. Year of clear vision, right?
Oh yeah, we seeing everything.
Eyes wide open.
Eyes wide open. We ain't going too deep though, but in regards to business, we can do a whole show on that, and I think we need to do a show on that for the small business owners and for the people trying to start businesses and the people that just have ideas and they want to do things but they don't know how to do things. So I think if we did a show on that, along with local news, it'd be real beneficial for the people.
Most definitely. I think we should do that. So, well, anybody got anything? You got any upcoming events? Any other headlines we got in the news? Anything? Nothing?
Stay current.
Stay blessed.
Bye.